You are watching the Vodka stream.
Whoop! What is happening, guys? Sorry I'm a little late. Just having some technical difficulties. You know how it is. We're good though. I think we're good. Everything's good. Everything's going. All right. We are going. How's everybody doing today? Come on, speak to me. How's everybody going tonight? Oh man, come on, StreamYard, get with the chat. I see everybody's here. People are here. What is happening? Welcome to the Vodka Stream pregame show again. I'm loving doing these little pre-shows again, or doing these pre-shows lately. Man, it's been a lot of fun. A lot of guests talking and stuff like that. Of course, later on at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, we'll have the complete panel. And just, we're going to be talking, I don't know, all weekend. I don't know how long that stream's going to last, but we're just going to be talking about this movie, it's probably going to be the longest Vodka stream later. I don't know, but of course we got a special guest that's coming up on this one. I don't know why StreamYard seems like the chat on StreamYard's not working too well, but I could see you guys at least on the YouTube feed. So I can see you're already there. So what's up, guys? We got Mattia, we got Eric, and we got Fear Jason. We got Mr. William Powell. What is up? Hey, Christina, what's up? Yep. That's right. Wore the Flash shirt today. I figured, come on. He was one of the all-stars in the movie, that's for sure. And then who else we got? We got Matthew. How you guys doing? And of course, I'm still sipping on some of that Jameson I had on St. Patty's Day on premiere night. So cheers to everybody. Hello, Kathy. Hey, Brett in Australia. We got Bradley and everything. Let's see. We got Jason. What's going on? Lakzu. What's up, bud? Yeah, I don't know why sadly the chat on the StreamYard's not working for me, so I can't pull up your chats right now, but it's all good. What is up, Sco? What's going on? All right, let's see. Let me go ahead and set my tweet here. Oop, didn't set out that one. Okay, there we go. All right. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Let's have some fun tonight. All right, here we go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and set my tweet. Up. Has joined the stream. We streaming. Hopefully you guys fit in my my spoiler review I posted not too long ago. I mean, it's a half hour long. What can I say? I couldn't stop talking. I couldn't stop. You know me. You knew that spoiler review is going to be at least a half an hour. I'm surprised it didn't go an hour. So much to talk about, man. All right. Without further ado, guys, let's bring in my guest. Let's see. Let's bring in my guest because, obviously we have Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder has showed up on the Vodka stream a few times, but it was like, you know what? It's time to talk to the Queen. So let's bring on the Queen, Miss Deborah Snyder. How you doing?
Hello.
How's it going?
It's pretty good.
Yes. Good. How did you feel? How are you feeling now that this movie, the Snyder Cut, is released?
It's overwhelming. It's super overwhelming. I can't believe we're here.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, it's a force of will by so many people to be here, and I think people, they feel that. And it's also, I'm a little bit, I'm looking forward to the weekend to catching my breath a little bit, because it's just been, we raced to the finish to finish the movie. And, we literally finished 2 weeks ago. So, and then we were doing all the things you need to do when you open them, the ads and the interviews and all of that. So and this weekend it's going to quiet down a little, and we can just
go somewhere. Please, you two need to just go somewhere and just disconnect and just kind of relax. That's what you guys need right now. It's definitely. But it's been pretty exciting. It's been crazy this whole week, the past 2 weeks. Like you said, with the marketing you guys have done for the movie has been absolutely insane. And it's just seems like there's something new to that's coming out, and there's there's this, and I will say you guys have done an excellent job with the marketing.
Oh, thank you. It was, it was really important to keep it, to not kind of change what we were all doing, and to really, keep it fan centric, because we wouldn't be here without everyone. We're not done yet though, because we have a bunch of, I think, really cool auctions, because we're going to focus now in the next couple weeks on doing some more, charity events. So hopefully some IMAX premieres for charity, and also some art that we're going to be able to, Zach did those beautiful black and white portraits that are hanging in Dallas right now. And when they're done, well, we're going to auction them off so we can we're trying to hit that 1 million mark for AFSP. So
there you go. I mean, isn't it crazy how, like, I mean, just leading up to this, that, fans have rallied together just to get it past that 500,000 mark. I mean, that's one of the best things about being a part of this community, is the fact that it's created such an awareness for AFSP, for suicide prevention. I mean, I can't stress about it enough, like, especially now with the whole pandemic. And, I mean, one of the things that just doesn't get recognized enough is, well, I mean, people are in their homes, like, I can't go anywhere. And it's just, it could, you could get that, you're just overwhelmed just being at home and just with everything. So, they don't talk about that little number was starting to go up, and we just need to be aware about that,
I mean, listen, so it's been such a rough year on so many levels.
Yeah.
And a lot of people lost their jobs or their businesses or loved ones, or people have been isolated. So it's really, it's tough. And I was talking to everybody at the organization, and they said the year before was the first time they saw the numbers coming down. The suicide rate down, and they don't know yet what this year is going to be. But I just think it's something, listen, it's been amazing, because obviously this started with something very personal to us, but to have the community embrace it in the way that they did, and especially now, given, as you said, it's so timely, it's really important work. And I think, listen, the movie and getting to finish this vision has been really fulfilling. But I think the bigger thing that Zach and I just are touched, like personally touched, is the work that everyone did in Autumn's name, and it, it's super personal, obviously, and it means a lot, so that to me means more than the movie.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. And, it's not going to end either. I mean, just because the movie's out, we're not going to stop. I mean, nobody's going to stop in this community. I mean, the people that I talk to, it's not, I mean, we're going to continue on. I'm always going to have that link down below, which, guys, if you want to donate, the link is always the first link that you'll have down below. It'll always remain there, because that's what it's all about right here. But yeah, it's been pretty crazy. The premiere was great. Of course, you guys had some technical difficulties.
Oh my God. We've had so many issues with technology, like hello, Tom and Jerry,
right?
But the crew, and they did such a great job. They set up, they were at my house at like noon, and like lit the theater, and like we're ready to go, and like we went down and checked it out, and they did test runs, and wouldn't you know, literally we're sitting in the seats and we see ourselves, and then something happens and it just goes black, and we are like, oh my God, like you don't know what to do at that moment. And okay, well, let's go upstairs to Zach's office to the computer.
Yeah.
And that wasn't connecting. And then finally we had the phone and the computer, and it was crazy. But you're like panicked, because you're like, are we going to be able to like be there? We knew a lot of people were like waiting to talk to
well,
us.
luckily you had Kevin Smith, who's like, he's a talker. He knows how to just, when stuff was happening, I mean, I was laughing, because I was like, of course of all nights, I was like, I'm sure like the Snyders, they're like, what the heck? But Kevin did a fantastic job of keeping everybody entertained. And I'm like, thank God for Kevin Smith, because it was perfect.
By the way, he did such a good job, and I give him, like, I couldn't do that. He was like filling that time in, and we're watching it, and it felt like an hour to me. I know it wasn't, but just the panic of the moment. But I was happy when it finally worked, and we got to, it was a great moment to have people like actually, you know, because we've seen it now so many times as you finish the movie, and but just to have everybody be able to see it and talk about it, and I hope that everyone feels the love. Like there was so much love and care in making this for everybody. I mean, look, Junkee score. Tom just did like, this amazing,
so amazing,
beautiful score, and all the visual effects houses, all those artists, like they worked. We got this done 2,650 some visual effects shots in 7 months. That's, I mean, and people wanted to go the extra mile. They really wanted to see, because a lot of our crew had worked on it with us for, back then, and some of these artists helped develop the characters. And so to put it all back, I think as much as we were on a journey and it was cathartic for us, I think for the artists and the editors and everybody working on the movie, getting it done. I've also just other crew from our shooting crew the past couple of days have been reaching out, and they're just so proud to be, a part of it,
Well, it's historic. I mean, we've seen director's cuts come out. I mean, how many Blade Runners are there? How many, this, that, or this? This is just something that just has never been done before. And, the fact that, the fans rallied together to just like push this thing, and, who cares about what the detractors say? I mean, this film, you realize, talk about trends. Ever since the premiere, I don't think there's ever been, like, you look in the trending. I mean, there's something from your guys' movie that is just always trending, and it's crazy. Whether it's Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut for Autumn, that trended for a bit, which was absolutely fantastic, or like the individual characters. Every time I went on Twitter, there was something with this movie in like the past like 24 hours or 48 hours now. Crazy. It's crazy. It's over. I mean, I'm sure that's got to be so just hearing that.
By the way, it is. It's all so overwhelming. Like, because I just still can't. I mean, it's funny because we've worked on it, we've done, but it's still hard to believe. Like, and I like, do you believe like we got to do that? Like, it's still unbelievable to us, even though it's here.
Yeah. I think a lot of us too were just like, I mean, I went to the Snyder event when you guys did the thing in Pasadena. That was when I first actually met you guys. And I just remember at that moment, I mean, that was just like, we knew that there was something. And of course, Zach, which he loves to do and just loves to, he loves to like say the stuff that he wanted to do. And we were all just in the audience just going, oh, just aching at like the possibilities and everything. And then to meet you guys and, getting the poster sign, which I have over there, it was just like, we didn't know if it was actually going to happen. I mean, anytime that I did a video and I'd get fans even asking me, I was like, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? And I always just be like, don't lose hope. We'll just keep the faith. It hopefully can happen. And finally it did. But I want to actually, get to know Debbie a little bit. We'll talk a little bit more about, of course, on the movie and everything. But I wanted to, get some background. So where did you grow up?
I'm a Jersey girl.
You're a Jersey girl. There you go.
Jersey girl.
Nice.
So Monmouth County, New Jersey.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So when growing up, was there just something about like, creating? Was there something about movies or just anything that just, what attracted you to get into this field? So
I went to Ithaca College, and I wanted to be a journalist at the time.
Okay.
And I got to Ithaca College and realized that I wanted to be behind the scenes. I didn't like being in front of the camera, like doing, stand up reporting. Like it wasn't my strong suit. And I really liked the whole idea of making things, right? But like Hollywood to me, my dad was an iron worker, and my mom, for most of our growing up, stayed at home because she really wanted to be there for us. So Hollywood, making movies, it seemed like such a far away thing. But we were close to New York City, and advertising and TV commercials. And I had a friend, and her dad worked for this big agency, DDB Needham. And once I knew I wanted to be in production, I remember being over their house, and he said, well, why don't you come and intern, in the production department, and see what it's like. And I loved it. Like, it was like making these like 30-second, 60-second movies. And that's how I met Zach, on originally on a Lady Foot Locker commercial, and then years later on Soft and Dry deodorant. So I
deodorant
hard for that, because we were in New Zealand for 3 weeks. There was bigger budgets then for commercials. So I never thought I would be. I've always loved movies. I love going to the movies. I would go to the movies by myself when I lived in New York. I would just always be watching movies, but it didn't seem so attainable. And even when I moved out to California, my plan was going to be still to work in advertising. And it wasn't until I really saw, and when Zach was trying to get 300 made, we had these wonderful producing partners, but I think our experience coming from advertising, because it's all about selling. And it's funny because I think this experience, like, of getting this Zach's vision of Justice League is really relatable, because it's like, it's selling and pushing and never saying no. It's like, it really tenacity. And that's what I always tell people, because they're like, well, what advice? And I was like, so many people are going to tell you no. Like, how many people told me no? Or still to this day, everyone still says no. It doesn't matter like how successful you've been. It's still a lot of times, especially when you want to do something that's unique, and you just got to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you wear them down, I think. But so what ended up happening was we 300, no one wanted to make it. They were making Troy, they were making Alexander, and they're like, you have this graphic novel, like, what is this? Is it?
Yeah.
So we did a whole pitch, and we asked them for some money, and we went to this company, Animal Logic, and they did this like, what is the look? And it was like a 1.5 minute piece of the, and it was the proof of concept of what it was going to look like. And at that point, they were like, well, I guess you're going to be an executive producer on the movie. And then it just kind of all like happened in this way. And then our relationship with Warner's went really well. Jeff Robinoff and Alan Horn were there at the time, and they were like, do you want to come over and like, make movies for us? And so it was this weird thing that like just organically fell into place. But I think having had spent, God, what was it, like 15 years working in advertising, producing commercials, working with different directors, working, and again, that was at the height of when TV commercials, like a lot of celebrity ads and Super Bowl ads.
Yeah.
So you got to work, I think as a producer, a lot of it's managing personalities and, and obviously like understanding budgets and what, and having a production plan and things like that. It was really it transferred really nicely. I think the experience, there's still a lot I didn't know, and I was just by the seat of my pants, but I think there's a lot of on-set stuff, because I think there's different kinds of producers, some
of course.
More attorneys, or some are financiers, but like, I'm an on-set producer.
You're an on-set person, so like putting your input in on some things and telling Zach, no. Is that what you're doing? I mean, I always kind of like.
I try. I mean, I really see it as my job to bring his vision to the screen. There are times when there's like some cockamamie thing he wants to do, and I was like, we cannot do that.
Well, I always kind of imagine, I mean, going to 300, when you have that scene where Leonidas literally looks at his queen and goes, and it kind of gets her approval. Like, should I? I'm like, is that Zach and Debbie's relationship right there? Did he just capture that?
Well, it's funny, like, for instance, before the studio had allowed us to shoot the final, like, the Batman Joker scene, Zach's whole idea was to shoot it in the backyard. And I was like, listen, if it wasn't COVID, that would have been, and I was like, there is costumes, there is multiple, like, stars, like, we cannot shoot this in the backyard. I go, this is the craziest idea. And he was like, I think it's a great idea. And I was like, can I list all the reasons why this is not a great idea? And then they ended up allowing us to shoot it for real and everything like that. But yeah, there's things like that come up.
Yeah. And then, okay. So then, back in 2017, it was Zach revealed that when the theatrical was about to come out, and I guess you and Christopher Nolan actually saw a screening together, and he said like, oh yeah, basically you guys were like, Zach cannot see this movie. What was that when you actually saw that screening with Nolan? Like, oh, there's the man. Hey, naturally wearing the V-neck. Love it. What's up, brother? How you doing, buddy? How you doing? I'm just talking to your lovely wife right here. That's all.
Awesome.
Yeah. you know what? One thing I actually wanted to ask, and because it was on my thing to ask, and talking about like, because Debbie said, a lot of people say no. So when Zach asked you out for a date, did you say no at first?
Yeah, I didn't. It was
good.
It was fly fishing though, and we had to get up at 4 a.m. to be and I remember I was living in New York City and had more of the Sex in the City type of lifestyle, and my friends were like, "You did what at 4 a.m. with like?"
So that was the first date. Of course, 4 a.m. It's early bird right here. Always waking up so early, Zach. Man,
chili. I'm going to cook some chili.
Okay, I do not want chili.
Scratch made chili. I'm just saying.
Scratch made chili. There you go. It sounds awesome. Go ahead and send over a bowl. Sounds amazing.
I will.
Okay, I appreciate it, man. All right, talk to you later.
Too. She's like photo bombing.
Awesome. I love it. I love the cameos. Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. I was like, hey, well, like, what was the first date like? When Zach asked, did you say yes? Did you say no? Hesitant? What happened there? So sounds like it all went pretty swell.
It all went pretty well. Yes. Yeah. And it's funny because on that trip, we were doing, it's funny because when he worked in advertising, he would, I was on the agency and he was at the production company, and like, really fraternize with the agency people. And they were like, they went wine tasting. They went bungee rocketing. Like they went fly. Like what? Everyone was like, what is going on here?
That's so awesome. I love that. So I'm going to, what I like to do when it comes to the streams.
Screening story.
What's up?
Your question about seeing the movie.
Which
with
question?
Nolan in 2017.
Oh yeah, sorry. Geez, I'm totally getting ahead of myself. Sorry about that. Yes. Let's get back to that. So the screening story. You're with Christopher Nolan, and what was that like? Yeah, give me the lowdown on that.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, Chris and Emma, I consider dear friends.
Yeah.
So it was nice to actually have Chris there with me seeing the movie, because it was a really difficult. I said it was like seeing something under duress, and by the way, it having nothing to do like with the movie, but just the fact that you worked on this thing for so many years, right? And this was going to be this culmination of this hero's journey that we started in Man of Steel, bringing these characters together. And I don't just seeing someone else take it over and change it in so many ways and have it not be the vision that you had been working on for, God, 9 years or 10 years or whatever it was at that point, is like a really difficult. I mean, I don't know that many people that are in that situation that then they watch this thing.
Yeah.
It was just really hard. And then I think just seeing, also you're like, you sit there and you're like, well, why was that changed? Or the Superman music, like what? Like,
yeah,
beautiful. Like, I don't know. There were so many things, but I mean, listen, when we left, we had other things going. It was just way too difficult. And and what was supposed to be, we were like a year turned into 2 years, and it was great because we got to really, I don't want to say heal, because I don't know that you're ever healed, but we got to start that process with the family and got to also we had been going on like from movie to movie overlapping. It was nice to like go visit our friends in Italy or like, you know, do some things with the family that we normally wouldn't get to do, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a very weird experience.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine. I mean, like that's what Christopher Nolan. I mean, obviously he was pretty hands-on when it came to Man of Steel, but then, you know, when it came to Batman vs Superman, I think he was more of a executive producer and he was doing his own thing. And then when it came to Justice League, it was just like, you know, I think a lot of us kind of was like, did Nolan see anything? Is he involved? It was kind of like the question. So when we heard that, oh, he actually saw a screening and he was with you and he was like, yeah, we're not showing that to no, that's not. I love the fact that he's been a pretty good friend with you guys. And I think the fans really loved hearing that.
Yeah. And also I just think for Zach, like if it was hard for me, like as a director, like it is your point of view. Like you put it all out there, you know, it's hard. It's funny. I don't think people realize sometimes. And even when like, it's such and at least for us, but especially for Zach, he like puts so much of himself in these movies.
Yeah, he does.
So sometimes it's really difficult when people are, you know, I mean, listen, I don't think anyone thinks like, oh, you have to like everything we do. But sometimes it gets really like hard to like, you know, because it crosses the line, I think, in like what is, you know, not liking or criticism becomes something. Sometimes it becomes a personal attack and that's kind of hard, I think. But I think harder would have been for him to see, you know, because don't forget, we never thought we'd be here right now. We thought that was it. And I think the sadness, you know, was, wow, no one was ever going to get to see what we did. You know, no one was going to see what he had, you know, that's just never going to happen. So.
And it's absolutely beautiful. I've seen it 4 times now, and I'll have it on a loop, of course, this whole weekend. And we're going to be discussing it later on a later stream. A bunch of fans just coming together and just having a good time. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. But I wanted to bring in a fan video question. Somebody that people actually know within the community. She's very recognizable. She wanted to submit a video, so here we go. You'll recognize her, Miss Liz Wonder.
Hi, Debbie. I want to tell you how much I admire you. You are such a strong woman and you put so much effort into every single one of your projects and it translates to the work that you do. Honestly, this is something I look up to so much. And, you know, congratulations on everything that you're achieving. You're a true boss. And I just want to ask you, now that Stone Quarry is happening, which is a huge success, I know lots of awesome things are coming. Is there a project that you've always wanted to do since you were a little girl, per se? Something that you always dreamed of doing? And is it a possibility of that happening? Thank you again.
She's great. Lovely.
Amazing. But
yes.
I would have answered Wonder Woman because like I for so long, like to be the first people to bring her to the screen in Batman versus Superman and now she's like the Wonder Woman to the world. But like,
oh my God,
that having her be absent was something that was so noticeable, you know, I think. And that just, I didn't grow up reading comics, but I did grow up with Wonder Woman. So, you know, I have that. So that to me was, I think, just a really proud moment for me. Something in the future, you know, what I'm really looking forward to is doing some more original IP. We're developing this awesome sci-fi film right now with female protagonists, and you know, because Zach always has really strong women, and the thing that's really important to me is to tell stories with strong, you know, especially like I love genre. And I feel a lot of times, and it's gotten so much better, but to have these dimensional women in genre that, you know, I always say you can be strong, you can kick ass, but like, I also want to see the sensitive side. You don't have to be one or the other, you know? And so so that's, I think, what I'm looking forward to is doing some world building on some things that are original, if that makes sense.
Have you ever thought about directing yourself?
I love producing. I look at what Zach does and I can't imagine, like,
Well, I mean, the energy that Zach has. I mean, if I had 1/16 of the energy he had, I'd get so much shit done. I'm like, I mean, just the energy that he has, and I'm like, I can't even imagine like taking on something this, this size. But I mean, I talk to him, look at him, and I'm like, well, yeah, he can. Look at the energy that comes out of that man.
but it's also, he's so technical, like.
Yeah.
He loves the camera and loves lenses, and it's interesting because we shot Army of the Dead on using a digital camera. We used the red camera for the first time. We haven't shot on film. But he spent all this time buying these lenses on eBay, these Japanese lenses that are really imperfect, and and had them made into so you could focus them as and put it on the cameras. And it has such a filmic quality that and it looks super interesting. So when I look at that, and also just how he understands all the visual effects, and listen, I've worked on enough of these movies. I have a pretty good knowledge of visual effects, but some of the things that he has in his head and his planning, and then when I see it come to fruition, I was like, oh, okay. Like, it's like he has this master plan. I don't know that I think like that. I think if I ever did something, it would be more of like an indie.
low key, no visual effects, just, shoot something. I mean,
but yeah. I'm happy. I love working on these big movies. I'm really, we're trying to do a real small budget movie, this drama. I like how we all work together as a team. So I'm quite happy. Yeah.
I mean, I because when we talk about like directors, and we won't when we're talking about like female directors too. Yes, we want more female directors, but I always bring up the thing that's like, hey, remember these big, huge movies? Like, there are female producers that are behind this. Your Kathleen Kennedys, your Deborah Snyders. I mean, we got to like acknowledge that too. That hey, we got some pretty awesome female producers that are behind these huge movies. That I wish would like, hey, let's talk about that a little more too. And you guys are all doing a fantastic job with these IPs. I tell you what. So, but I
what I want to talk about though is also the people behind the camera. Like, I like to see more people and more women, like APs, and more women in some of the more there's a lot of women visual effects producers, not as many visual effects supervisors. Like, I want to go to set and see more women. And listen, I think Zach always surrounds himself with strong women. Eunice, we had our stunt coordinator was a woman. Our first AD is a woman. And, at that level, on this scale, there aren't that many women doing it. So I always try and bring young girls to the set. I do it on every movie. Sometimes I have them stay with me for weeks. Sometimes it depends on the movie, where they can come for a few days and they can see like what the opportunities are, because I think there are so many other opportunities that we just don't talk about,
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I mean, it's like you said. I mean, I love the fact that I mean, even just watching that Amazon scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League, holy Lord. I mean, just seeing those women right there, and just the way that it was filmed, and just seeing the strength, and I mean, that's what everybody's like raving about when it comes to that scene. I mean, my God. I mean, it's just something. When I watch that, I mean, first off, like, I did message Zach, and I was like, you motherfucker, you made me cry like 5 or 6 times. I mean, that was the first thing I said. I messaged Zach about. I was like, how dare you, sir? But it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, I teared up at the beginning. I teared up when I saw Wonder Woman and heard her new, enhanced like score. I teared up with Ray Fisher, like his performance in the movie. I mean, there were so many times where it was just like, my God, yeah, it's just so great, so fantastic. So, but I let Zach know. I'm like, how dare you, sir? How dare you? You made me cry. We got another little video submission here, another question from Bradley. So here we go.
Hey Dave, hey Debbie, how's it going? I was wondering, what are some of the most important qualities of Zach's movies to you, and how does it feel to be so involved in the process of making them? I am such a huge fan of yours and Zach's, and of course Dave's. Thank you so much for everything you have done, and God bless you and your amazing family.
Aw, good old Bradley. Yeah, it's heartwarming, right? I know, fans are awesome.
Let's see. I think some of the most important qualities, well, I think we've mentioned one, strong female characters. Like even going back to 300, where Gorgo was 2 panels in Frank's graphic novel. And I feel like she was, like you said, it's almost like he turned to her. They were equals, you know, and I think that that's important. I always feel, I love the elements of Joseph Campbell, like that, you know, he's obsessed with it, but I am too. That hero's journey to me is something that I really like, that is pretty obvious in a lot of his films. And I also like the subtext because, you know, I think far too often, because the visuals are so pretty and sometimes they look like, you know, they're glossy or shiny or have a lot of CG. You know, it's easy to just like look at it on the surface, but what I really like is there's always subtext with the things that he does. So yeah, you can enjoy it on one level, but getting deeper, that to me is much more, you know, interesting. And to be involved with these films, I mean, it's really, I mean, listen, it's a lot of hard work, you know, I mean, it's a lot of long hours. And we, you know, maybe also because we live together, like it doesn't really shut off. So we are taught, but we love it, you know, and I feel like us getting to do it together is like an amazing experience. But I think it's so rewarding when you have this script, or sometimes, you know, and you just make it into this thing. And when it comes together, like the shooting to me isn't necessarily my favorite part, because I think as a producer, I'm always stressed out. Like, is it going to rain? It's going to be overtime. So once it's in the can and we start, like the editing to me is my favorite part. And when the music and sound design, and we start to see the visual effects come in, that to me is what I like best.
Yeah, no, I mean, and then just like jumping back onto this thing, I mean, it's when that whole event happened, like November 17th, 2019, it was just like, that was a crazy day where it was just like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on? Something is kind of happening here. We're supposed to push this thing. I mean, when you guys like saw the fans, and then you had, you know, part of the cast, you had Gal, you had Ben, they were, you know, Jason, you had Ray, of course, and then just all like push that thing. I mean, was that just like, I mean, it was almost like that was like, hey, you guys were pitching like, hey, this is going to happen. Look at the response right here. We can get the response. Look at it right here. I mean, how did that feel that day when you saw all that?
By the way, it felt incredible. I still didn't think we were ever going to see the movie. And honestly, and then the first call that we got was a little bit after that. And it was like, hey, do you put it up? We don't really have any money. So can you maybe put up the rough cut? Or, you know, Zach's like, no way. Like,
no.
To their credit, they were like, okay, well, what will it take?
Yeah.
And it took us, that was in November. It took us till, I think, the end of January to actually put a plan together. Like the work of like, okay, what does it take? Like we had to figure out like what visual effects we needed to do. What is, you know, like we had to budget it. We had to do it in secret because we didn't want anyone to find out. And then if it wasn't going to happen, and then we knew it was going to be expensive. And I remember our agents like, they're never going to like spend this money. And he goes, I feel like you need to like come up with a different plan. And we're like, no, this is the plan that we have to get done. And he was like, okay, well then we got to show them that it's going to be worth it. So actually with the help of CAA, they helped us do some analytics of like what the social impressions mean. Like, what does it mean when you compare it to the like hit shows on Netflix, which is their biggest competitor? What are their social impressions and how much viewership do they have if it's their top shows? And we compared ours, and our numbers just blew it. Like their numbers out of the water. You know, we looked at, I think, something on I forgot exactly what we looked at. We looked at some stuff on Disney, like other things that were streaming, and that they had never looked at it that way. They hadn't thought about it that way. And I think that's what I said. Like your job is like convincing people all the time, right? And figuring out ways like, well, what's going to make them say yes? Well, if they think a lot of people are going to want to join the service and see it, then they'll say yes. But how do you prove that? And what did we have? You know, and we had this community. You know, we had
it all.
Visual impressions that, and really that was it. That I believe, and then we showed them the movie, but then they didn't say yes until like May, right?
Oh wow! So that it wasn't until
it was literally like I think before when we announced it, maybe a week or two before, 2 weeks maybe before we knew, and then we were like, well, we can't keep this a secret for much longer. We can't get out, so we got to do something, you know.
Was there anybody at Warner Media that was like, when they saw it or when they saw the numbers, or whether they saw the rough cut, where they were just fighting for it? They were like, we're going to get you the budget that you need. Was there anybody in particular that you could say?
We showed it to, so we had the meeting first. And then we had, I think, 17 people. It was before COVID. We had 17 people in our theater, and we played it. You know, we played the film, and we did like an intermission, and I think people didn't realize like what we had. Like they didn't, you know. I think they were thinking the same thing as many people. Oh, it's going to be a few additional scenes, or it's not going to make sense. Or I think everyone was really shocked when they saw it.
It's a completely different movie, yeah.
Completely different movie, and but also it was in such disarray because we had drawings. You know, think about it, like cut to a storyboard frame or cut to previs, because if things got cut out, like there wasn't visual effects, you know, there or anything. So and we had some of Junkee's score, but we didn't, you know, he didn't score 4 hours, you know, and but we had thematically, you know, enough to have a shape, but you know, he also went back in, you know, and I mean, he just did an amazing job.
My God. Oh, I know. I mean, I had him on like a few weeks ago. I mean, he's the energy that comes out of that man too. I mean, I'm like, wow, I have Junkee XL coming on the Vodka stream. I'm like, I can't believe it. And he just was like having fun. I mean, it got to the point where his people emailed me going, hey, he needs to like wrap it up. He'll talk forever. And I'm like, I want him to talk forever, man. He's just so, I mean, it was just so much fun, you know, just shooting the shit with him. And of course he played some of the beautiful score, which of course we can hear now. And I mean,
number one on Apple Music worldwide.
There it is. Number one. Oh no. Yeah. I mean, I had it playing before we started right now. It's just in the background as I was preparing everything. It's been pretty good. But you know, Debbie, this has been great. I know I don't want to keep you. Apparently you got some chili to eat. Zach's making chili. So I don't want to keep you, but I mean, from the fans, from everybody in the chat, from everybody, I mean, we just love you guys so much.
Oh, Dave, you guys have been so supportive. Yeah. Feel the love, like. Yeah. Feel the love so much, and we love you right back. I hope you guys feel it right back.
We do. We definitely feel it back. I mean, and it's a beautiful movie. I mean, I just love seeing everybody just praising it like crazy. And like I said, it's even though it's 4 hours, it's like it just flows so well. And it's like you just have this, you just loop it. I mean, the first day that I got it, I watched it twice, and it didn't seem like I want more. Was that it? That was 4 hours? What? Did not feel like that. But anyways, yeah, I appreciate you joining the stream tonight, Debbie. And yeah, praise. Yes, it's been awesome. It's been great to talk to you guys. Debbie Snyder, everybody showing some hearts in the chat right now. And we'll see you later. Go eat that chili. I'm sure it's delicious.
Bye.
All right, see ya. All right, guys, there she was, the queen herself. Man, there you go. So awesome. And sorry, guys, I can't, I don't know why StreamYard, for some reason, StreamYard is not showing me the chat. right now, so I can only see the chat through YouTube. So I can't pull up people who put in a super chat or anything like that. So I apologize for that, but thank you for the super chat. And man, I appreciate you guys, sticking in there and stuff like that. She was awesome, man. And I was wondering if is Snyder gonna make a cameo. Sure enough, he did, wearing that V-neck. But then of course he had to make some chili, so that's good stuff. Love that. Oh, good things. She's a sweetheart, man. It's funny because I thought to myself, I went, okay, Snyder's been on the stream 4 times. I'm like, he's been, I think it's 4 times. Yeah. And I went, you know what? I need to talk to Debbie. It's time to talk to Debbie now. And so, just hit him up and we got it all worked out. So it was great. It was great to talk to her. And man, talk about great things, man. Good things. I'm sure, there's a million things, of course. There are a million things that because you have it on private StreamYard. What? Is that what it is? Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Well, it's public on YouTube though, right? Oh crap. Is that why? That's why. Oh, thank you, Ben. Hold on a sec. So is that why? Because I have it set. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Thank you, Ben. Let me see. Edit. And then it says, you're right. You're right. It's still private on StreamYard. Oh, man. But I can't do it now because, I can't do it now, though. That's why. Okay, so that's probably why. That's why I can't see the chat. Interesting. Or see the chat right here. Yeah, because they were wanting the link early. They wanted the link early, so I created the whole thing last night, and but I didn't want to reveal it till today, so that's why I had it in private. But then it's whatever. It's whatever. Anyways, now you guys are giving me shit. Like you guys would have known. You guys would have known that, huh? You guys would have known that. It's but it's public on YouTube, of course. Jeez, these guys. It's public on YouTube, but yeah, I had to set it private. And the thing is, I can't change it now. But whatever. I love how you guys are giving me shit, as if you would have known. As if you would have known. Yeah, sure. But thank you, Ben, for telling me that. Now I know. But anyways, guys, that was a great chat. Man, I got some goodies today. You guys want to see the goodies that I got today? Well, I mean, first off, I got goodies yesterday and I got goodies today. It's been like crazy how much goodies I have. Well, first off, look at this. This is what I bought yesterday. I went to my local comic book shop right here. Got metal Batman right there. Guitar solo Batman. Of course, couldn't pass that up. And then up. Look at that. Got Mr. Red Hood. Hello. Got that today. It's good stuff. Yeah. Got some more pops. There we go. And look at that. Yeah, that's right. That's Lloyd. Mr. Lloyd Christmas right there in the ski suit. Adorable. Just adorable. And then I got Amazon Diana as well. And Flying Diana right there. Bam. But you know what, guys? The biggest watch. I'm going to go grab them right now. Check this out. Look at that shit. Jesus Christ. My biggest pop to date now. Look at that. Holy crap. That's right. Look at that big, huge Superman. So now I got this guy. I'm like, where do I put this guy? It's huge. Huge. He's huge. Jeez. Crazy. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going to put this guy. Holy Lord. A huge pop. So now I got my biggest pop right there. So thank you, Wonder Meg. We have our exchange program right there. So many had a. Oh, you know what? When it comes to Whoa, relax. Stop spamming. Stop spamming. Yeah, I took everything out of the box. You know why? The boxes were all damaged because you know how I told you that me and Wonder Meg have a pop exchange program. So these are from her, like all the ones except for the metal Batman. These are ones that she like got, and yeah, all the boxes were all effed up, man. Every single one of the boxes were effed up. Thank you, Jose. Spamming somebody was spamming on there. So yeah, so I was like, but you know me, I'm like one of those guys. I'm like, I'm just taking it out of the box. I know a lot of people hate it when people take it out of the box. Yep, Meg destroyed the boxes. Blame Meg, guys. You know, just saying. She was like, you know what? I'm just saying. So, and yeah, so it's all her fault, you know. What? Oh, see, hey, Steven, you're pretty careful. She has, you know, she's a moderator. She can put you in timeout if she wanted to. I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, she's got the power, Steven. You might want to be careful. She can't put me in timeout because you know, I run the channel. But no, man, this thing is like freaking awesome. I love this. It's oh man. Yeah, I know some people got the one with the red eyes, but and yes, I got the you know, before. Oh no, yeah, but Steven, you got to realize, you know, you can't put me in a timeout. You know, just saying, put you in timeout. But no, but yeah, I definitely got the Zack Snyder's Justice League ones coming. Yeah, that I'm like, look, he's huge. He's huge. What if she kicks everyone out in the chat so you don't have anyone watching anymore? Yeah, that could be. But no, thank you, Meg. Thank you for all of that. It was great. And I don't know if you guys saw. Let me grab those real quick. I mean, obviously, if you members saw it. I didn't grab all three. Damn it. Also, she put this in there too, by the way. And I was like, oh, look at that. Little added bonus. It's like my own little loot crate going on right there. Little added bonus right there. So now I can, you know, protect my face with the bat signal. But yeah, picked up these guys. Hopefully you guys did it too. The freaking the variant covers for Justice 59. Yeah. That's right. Little Jim Lee, Martian Manhunter. It's good stuff. Pick these up. That like if you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys know that I went to the I just kind of like disconnected yesterday and just went to the to a local comic book shop. Not here. I went to the one in my where I grew up, which is over the hill right here. So just made the little journey right there to do all that. So so there you go. But yeah, this guy, I was like, holy crap. It's freaking, yeah, love it though. I'm just like, I have no idea where I'm going to put this. I'm going to have to get some more shelves. Definitely going to have to get some more shelves. Jeez. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have them displayed somewhere tonight. I'll probably just have them on the table. I don't know. But anyways, guys. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this pregame show right here. Oh, yeah. I think everybody cried. Yeah, no, he's adorable, man. Even with his little underoos that are on the outside of his suit. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the pregame right here. I appreciate you guys joining me right now. And like I said, in about 2 hours, the Vodka Stream Lounge will be open. And it's going to be pretty crazy. It's going to be pretty crazy. You know, obviously we're going to have like a nice little spoiler discussion. It's probably going to last. There's so much to talk about. Very much to talk about, but thank you to Debbie Snyder for joining me today and talking with me. That was awesome, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, make sure you click in later. I mean, it's already set up. It's already right there. You can find it on the channel. Set your reminder, but you know when the Vodka stream's happening. But yeah, we'll be talking about this movie like crazy. So we'll see what happens. There's probably who knows who's gonna show up. You just never know, because I mean, there's so many people that have been part of the panel that have showed up, and I might just start rotating and just sending out that link to multiple people, And because everybody's wanting to talk about this thing, so it's going to be pretty awesome. But anyways, thank you guys for clicking in and all that good stuff. And make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, so you know when I'm doing this stuff. And if you want to become a member, hit the join button, do that. Or if you want to be part of the Patreon, do that as well. Hit the Patreon. You're funny, Meg. Yeah, there's a little movie that came out, a little indie flick that came out just recently that we're going to talk about, No, but make sure you do all that. And you got the Film Junkie Closet, all that stuff down below. And that's pretty much all we got to say about that. And thank you, Liz, and thank you, Bradley, for the questions. Obviously, I mean, Debbie loved those questions. I love it. So, all right, guys, love you. See you in about 2 hours. Talk to you later.